For most of recorded history, political power had a single, expected face, and it was male. Thrones, councils, and armies were built to exclude women by design. Yet across ancient civilizations, a small number of women didn't just influence power from the margins. They claimed it openly, ruled at the highest level, and reshaped the systems around them. In this video, we'll explore 3 such figures from Egypt, China, and the Mediterranean world, women who governed empires and societies that never intended them to lead. Our story begins in ancient Egypt, around 1478 BCE, with a woman who took a title pharaoh no woman was meant to hold. She was Hatshepsut, a woman of royal birth, daughter of one pharaoh and wife of another, her half-brother Thutmose II. When he died, his heir was a very young child, Thutmose III. Hatshepsut was named regent, a common role for a queen mother. But she didn't stop there. Within a few years, she declared herself co-ruler and then senior pharaoh, the true king of Egypt. To legitimize her rule, Hatshepsut adopted the full royal titulary and was often depicted with traditional symbols of kingship, the false beard, the kilt, and even a male physique in statues and temple reliefs. She wasn't denying her gender. She was using the established language of power, which was exclusively masculine. Inscriptions refer to her as His Majesty, but sometimes also use female pronouns, showing the complexity of her position. It was a masterful political balancing act. Her reign was not one of conquest, but of prosperity and architectural grandeur. One of her most famous achievements was a major trading expedition to the land of Punt, a region on the coast of East Africa. While previous pharaohs had traded with Punt, Hatshepsut's expedition was unprecedented in scale. 5 massive ships returned laden with gold, ivory, exotic animals, and live myrrh trees, which were planted in the gardens of her magnificent mortuary temple at Deir el-Bahri. This focus on trade brought immense wealth to Egypt. About 20 years after her death, a systematic effort was made to erase her from history. Her successor, Thutmose III, ordered her statues torn down, her monuments defaced, and her name chiseled from temple walls. For centuries, historians believed this was revenge. More recent interpretations suggest it was political necessity. By removing a female king from the record, Thutmose III ensured a smooth male line of succession. It took modern archaeologists to piece her story back together, revealing the reign of one of Egypt's most effective rulers. Now, let's travel forward about 2,000 years, and east to China. During the Tang dynasty, where we meet another extraordinary woman, Wu Zetian, the only female emperor in Chinese history. Wu Zetian's journey to power was long and complex. She entered the palace of Emperor Taizong as a young concubine around 637 CE. After Taizong's death, she was sent to a Buddhist convent, as was customary for childless concubines. But she had caught the eye of the heir, who later became Emperor Gaozong. He brought her back to the palace, and her rise was meteoric. She outmaneuvered her rivals and became empress consort. Gradually, she took over state duties as her husband's health declined. When Gaozong died in 683, she ruled through her sons, first as Empress Dowager and Regent. Yet Wu Zetian was not content with power behind the curtain. In 690, at the age of 67, she broke all precedent. She deposed her son, founded a new dynasty called Zhou, and took the title Shengshen Huangdi, Holy and Divine Emperor. Her rule was innovative. While male emperors were constrained by Confucian tradition, Wu Zetian could implement reforms freely. She elevated Buddhism to state religion, expanded the civil service examination system to allow talented men from lower status families into government, and commissioned biographies of exemplary women, promoting the idea that women could lead capably. Confucian historians, however, painted her as a ruthless usurper. They focused on her elimination of rivals and personal life scandals, exaggerating her cruelty and framing her as an outsider, disrupting the natural patriarchal order. This hostile portrayal dominated historical records for over 1,000 years. Modern scholars, though, have reevaluated her reign, recognizing her political skill, administrative reforms, and ability to maintain stability and prosperity for 15 years as the sole official ruler. Next, we move to the Mediterranean world to explore Cleopatra VII, a queen whose intellect and diplomacy allowed her to defend her kingdom in a male-dominated Roman world. Born in 69 BCE, she is perhaps the most famous woman on our list and also one of the most misunderstood. Roman propaganda and later films reduced her to a seductive manipulator, but the reality is far more compelling. Cleopatra was a highly intelligent and politically astute leader, determined to preserve her kingdom's independence in a world increasingly dominated by Rome. Her real power lay in her intellect and diplomacy, not in charm alone. She was the first Ptolemaic ruler in 300 years to learn the Egyptian language, allowing her to connect directly with her subjects. She also spoke multiple languages, making her a formidable diplomat. When she met Julius Caesar, it was a calculated political alliance. She needed his military support to secure her throne, and he needed Egypt's wealth for his political ambitions. After Caesar's death, her partnership with Mark Antony was similarly strategic, creating a powerful Eastern bloc that challenged Octavian in Rome. Rome feared her not as a woman, but as a rival political force with the intelligence, resources, and ambition to threaten its supremacy. Octavian's propaganda painted her as a decadent foreign queen to discredit her, but in reality, she was a skilled leader defending her nation. Her eventual defeat marked the end of an era. But her story endures as an example of strategic brilliance in a male-dominated world. From Hatshepsut redefining kingship, to Wu Zetian founding her own dynasty, to Cleopatra defending her kingdom with intellect and diplomacy. These three women demonstrate that leadership has always taken many forms. They ruled in vastly different cultures and centuries, yet each faced the same challenge, a world not built for them to lead. Their stories remind us that even the most rigid systems can be navigated and transformed by remarkable individuals. Across centuries and continents, these women proved that leadership was never limited by gender, and that a world built for men could still be conquered by those bold enough to lead. Join us by subscribing and share which historical woman inspires you the most in the comments.